Hello everyone, I'm NewCastle and this is Blue Lines TV, and today I'm bringing you guys another Predict That 11 video for our upcoming game against Newcastle this week. Now before I get into the video, I want to remind all of you guys, please, if you haven't pressed the bell notification sign, please press that. Only takes you a second to do, and stay notified to all things Blue Lines TV. Now I've been contemplating whether we're going to stick with a 3-4-3 or use a 3-5-2 system, but in my opinion I feel like we will be using a 3-4-3 as Conte is definitely going to continue rotating the squad because he sees Atletico Madrid as a must-win game, because if we win that game we top the group, and if we top the group it gives us a better chance of getting easy opposition for the round of 16. Using a 3-4-3 also allows us to use most of our squad players as well. Starting with the goalkeeper as I always do, and yes, Courtois is going to be the goalkeeper, and really there isn't much to say about him recently other than, again, he's not having much to do in front of goal. I love how he's so authoritative when it comes to receiving balls from aerial positions. He's amazing when it comes to us defending set pieces as well, and he's a very good goalkeeper. I hope that the club do decide to renew his contract quickly, because I feel a keeper for standards, especially top class standards like that, don't come around very often, and I feel that it's just worth giving him whatever money that he wants. Moving on to the back three, and I did predict that Rudiger would be playing, but I didn't realise that Azpilicueta wouldn't be playing in this game. But getting onto the right hand side, I do think that Conte will play Azpilicueta for the game against Newcastle. I think he wants to keep him fresh for the game against Atletico Madrid that's going to be coming up afterwards, and I feel that maybe it's probably the best thing for Azpilicueta, and I like that Conte is starting to rotate the squad. I feel that a lot of players should be getting more game time because it's only going to help us, because we have a very congested fixture list coming up this month. Still, it's good to see that Azpi has got back to his top form. For the first month or two, I'm not going to lie, I was seeing a lot of mistakes in this game. I felt that his form wasn't really there, but as I did state, I did want to give him more game time as the season went on to fully see if he was going to get out of that rut and get back to his normal form, and of course he has done that, and I think that Conte resting him was probably the best thing. Moving on to the middle of the back three, and Christensen will regain his place there. Of course, David Luiz does have that slight knee injury as well, so he's going to be out for a bit. But with Christensen playing as well, I do feel that a lot of fans maybe are patronising him in a way. I see a lot of figures on Twitter in regards to his pass completion rate and lack of fouls and stuff like that. But I do feel there's one thing Christensen will get better at as he develops, and I think that when he learns to starting attacks from deep, and I feel that when he does add that facet to his game, he will become a more complete player. Otherwise, I think Christensen isn't very adventurous with his passing at this moment in time. I do get the impression that sometimes he is just playing it safe at times to make sure that he's not affecting anything. I think maybe for a manager like Conte, he prefers to see something like that because that's how he's going to trust you. But I definitely feel that Christensen does have more to offer. But again, I did start off by saying that I feel that fans are patronising him in a way, because in my opinion Christensen's been doing this in his game for years now. It's the easy things he does very, very well, and I feel that this guy was already a top class player in my opinion, and I'm happy that more people are starting to realise what I've always been going on about. Now for me, I've been talking about Christensen when we were linked with John Stones and Romagnoli, especially John Stones, when Mourinho wanted to bring Stones, and I was like, why do you want to bring him in? We've got Christensen, who's a more complete player, and I still stand by that. And as we can see, Christensen at his age is a far more complete player than Stones was, and Romagnoli is at this age. Now moving on to the left hand side of the back three, and I think Conte will rotate again. I think that Cahill will be rested for the Atletico Madrid game, and I think that Rudiger will be moved to the left hand side. Now I'm sure Conte is very happy that he has a defender in Rudiger that is very flexible, where he can play on the right and can play on the left. I felt that Rudiger's performance against Swansea was good. I liked that because Swansea were very deep, he did take the attacking responsibility to really push out wide and join in the midfield and join in the attacks, which was good to see, and I feel that he is a nice squad player to have. Moving on to the wing backs, starting with left wing back, yes, Alonso will be playing, and I feel sorry for him that Kennedy is injured at this moment in time, because I really do think that Conte might have used Kennedy in 1 or 2 games this season. I feel that Alonso's fatigue is definitely kicking in. That game against Swansea yesterday, there were a few times that he wasn't getting on the end of these through ball crosses. Now I kept thinking that maybe they were overplayed, but looking back at it, he just didn't have the pace to really get there on time, and I felt that he broke down too many moves. He because of that. And I think it's definitely a case of fatigue at this moment in time. So I think when the January transfer window comes and we do get a nice squad player to have as well, I think that's really going to help Alonso. Moving on to the right wing back, and I felt that Moses would be playing, but it seems that Conte is slowly going to get him back into the team. Maybe Conte is thinking that I want Moses to be fully fit and fully ready for the Atletico Madrid game. So I'm going to be going with Zappacosta to start this game against Newcastle. I think with Zappacosta, again, as I keep stressing, we are seeing his limitations. Now, of course, his best attributes do complement the team. His ability to create the space out wide, hug the touchline. He does bomb forward, he is very direct, but I think that he is too direct, and I think that directness really does highlight his limitations, as he isn't very flexible. He is limited when it comes to keeping the ball, his possession. I think his decision making in the final third as well. A lot of people are of the belief that Zappacosta was a world-class crosser of the ball. I did state in my previous videos before we signed him, and when we did sign him, that actually his crossing is decent, and when you've got Belotti playing for you on your team, of course your crossing is going to look better than it is, just like when we used to have Drogba playing for us. Moving on to the midfield too, and I do see Conte using Kante in midfield. Kante's the type of player that can play consecutive matches, and I think when Kante played against Swansea last night, it was fairly easy for him because Swansea didn't have any counter-attacking threat, so Kante didn't have to break down too many moves. But at the same time, when it came to his passing, he was limited just as Fabregas was, because there weren't many forward options in front of him and everything was kind of stationed out wide. But with Kante, he does really speed the play up, and of course he does provide a sense of freedom for the team. Moving on to Kante's partner, and I do think that Conte will use Drinkwater now. This will be the first time we're going to be seeing that Leicester midfield duo playing together. I think that Drinkwater will play this game, as Conte is definitely going to rest Fabregas for the game against Atletico Madrid, and I think that Conte isn't too happy with Bakayoko's form at this moment in time, so I don't think that Bakayoko will get himself back into the team. He might make a substitution appearance, which I think he will definitely do, maybe in place for Drinkwater as the game goes on. But I think with Drinkwater, even though he is more defensively sound compared to Fabregas, he doesn't provide that same sense of creativity, even though his passing is very good. I think that in terms of his final runs in the final third, it isn't the same as Fabregas. He doesn't necessarily link up the play, he isn't as adventurous, but again, it's a very solid platform to have. Now moving on to the front three, starting with right hand side, I do see Willian regaining his place in the team, and Willian is starting to definitely look more confident with his play. I felt that he's probably our best player against Swansea last night, and I didn't make this point in my match review, but there's like a night and day difference seeing Willian attacking down the left hand side where he's able to cut in, take shots, link up the play. His overall play is just much faster compared to playing on the right hand side, where that type of link up play really isn't there. And I feel that I would like to see Conte rotate between Hazard and Willian when it comes to taking up positions during games. I think that they're both good enough to be really switching flanks when they need to, and I think that by doing that, that will bring out more in Willian's game. Moving on to the left hand side, and of course Eden Hazard will be playing. I think Conte was definitely resting Hazard for the game against Atletico Madrid, because he did pick up some slight knocks against Liverpool. He had a lot of attacking responsibility. I felt that maybe Conte gave Hazard unnecessary attacking responsibility because he wasn't even playing up close with Morata. He was playing deeper, and this is why Hazard had to beat 3 or 4 men continuously. And I'm thinking, it's nice that Hazard does that, but do I want him continually doing that throughout a game? No. And I think that that partnership where Hazard plays close to Morata is the best thing. So I was very disappointed that Conte told Hazard to play deeper in that game. But with Hazard, you know the type of things you're going to be getting from him. I think it will be causing Newcastle a lot of problems when we play against them. And to have a fully fit Hazard against Newcastle is only going to be a good thing. And moving on to the man up front, Morata. Of course, Mitch, he still does have his injury. I think Morata's goal scoring form has been coming down recently. At the same time, I think his service has been amazing. Not necessarily all the time, but that's not the main issue. I do think that Morata's confidence in front of goal is definitely starting to show some signs. He isn't as clinical. The game against Swansea last night, I thought that he was just a yard too slow for every situation, and I just think that it wasn't the best performance from him. Even though I think that in terms of the service he kept getting, crosses in the box wasn't helping him at all. There wasn't any variation in the type of delivery he was getting. But I do think that Morata needs to get some goals. As I keep stressing, he is a confidence-driven player. He is 25 years old, but it's his first time playing in his entire career as a first choice striker. So there's a lot of things that he hasn't really ironed out in his game just yet, but he's a type of player where in the next year or two you're going to see a much more complete and better striker. Now when it comes to who I think should be playing in this game tomorrow, actually I kind of agree with what I think Conte's predicted lineup is going to be. This is the exact lineup I would pick for this game against Newcastle. I think by having Hazard playing, that isn't going to force us out wide necessarily, because he is able to cut inside, he is able to play closer to Morata, and I feel that we will get some variation when it comes to chance creation and we won't just be spamming crosses into the box. But anyway you guys, this is my Predict That 11 video for our game against Newcastle. Please like, comment and subscribe, and please, if you haven't pressed the bell notification sign, please press that and stay in tune with all things Blue Lines TV. But anyway you guys, I'm the EFC. This is Blue Lines TV, signing out.